everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play of Hearts of Iron 4, The Wrath of Rio. We're playing as now completely fascist Brazil, integralist Brazil. Let's take a quick look over here. It looks like, it looks like Republican Spain pushed back, and then National Spain somehow pushed back even more. And it looks like Japan declared war. Let's take a look at the forces here. So they're at 15 to 30, they're at 20 to 35. So they're still evenly matched. It's just you're getting pockets here, which is very detrimental, pockets here, which is very detrimental, and pockets here, which is very detrimental. So there's a very good chance that with these three pockets, Republican Spain's going to cease to exist. Let's check out China and Japan real quick before I kick back off. Looks like they have most of this stuff. Now, in the past, I'm actually going to go ahead and kick it off, there have been problems where China would almost, I'd say, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 times would actually fight back and beat Japan. Like, it was actually kind of impressive that they could do that. So yeah, that's just something to look out for, is that there's a good chance China could actually beat Japan and Japan will be isolated to their island. But it all depends on a lot of other things as well. So Italy just declared on, well, not declared, but is fabricating on Yugoslavia. Anschluss is about to happen. They're modernizing their army. They're doing something useless to me. Workers' culture. Develop Upper Silesia. Sweet. Alright, so we got that going. What do we want to do next? Doctrine. More weapon stuff. More motorized. Well, we'll do construction. We want to keep going down this a little bit longer. What is the U.S. doing? I need to pay attention to that. War propaganda. Oh. So, they're starting to work on getting this tree going. They haven't yet touched my area yet, thankfully. Alright, so we have more of these, so let's go ahead and build. Let's get our, we're gonna need this, especially when I switch weapon types. Ooh, I have more. Let's go ahead and get one more there. We need one of you. There we go. All is good now there. We have our artillery pieces working. We have all this set up, these troops set up along the line. I'm probably more than a match for these guys. It's just, it doesn't think I am right now. It says I'm kind of even, but I doubt that I'm even. I bet I'm a little stronger than them. So this war will kick off shortly. We're looking at, how long? You're looking at roughly January. End of January is when that'll happen. So we should start probably fabricating on Chile while we're at it. So let's go ahead and work on that as well. Where is their capital? Their capital's like right in the center, isn't it? There we go. So we'll just fabricate on the one. I don't know the purpose of fabricating on multiples. I probably should look into that a little more, but I don't think it's a huge to-do, to be honest with you. I always figure go for a claim of one. I'm sure it has something to do with your world tension and how the pieces work and everything else. But right off the bat, I'm not too worried about it. Alright, build up a little more artillery. Keep that rolling out. Oh hey, more infantry. Excellent. Keep going, man. Keep going. How is that actually looking? There we go. Oh wow, we're gonna be banging these guys out real quick. All, you know, problem is it's gonna be all on back of each other, but it's not the worst thing in the world. That was not what I wanted. We want to do that? No. There's a way to do this. Hold on, let me do this right. So click to assign, right click to reset. Alright, so click to assign to an order. Alright, so my justification is ready. So, with that being said, let's go to war, shall we? Well, before we do, we have that one less troop moving. Yeah, I say we go to war. Let's go back out here, take a peek at everything. US is not going to get involved. They're all busy in their own little issue going on over here. So yeah, I think it's time that we start sweeping through Argentina and then on to Chile. Alright, so you guys ready? Time to declare our war. If this goes badly though and the US gets involved, I'm in trouble, but otherwise, Let's do it. We are at war with Argentina. They have no allies to call in. And we should be able to take this right away. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and activate you guys. With that being said, yeah. To war with Argentina. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Don't cry. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. We're going to move in real quick. Oh man, yeah, we're just going to kind of walk through this now that we have a bunch of troops. Especially with the ability that I have all the artillery pieces. That's going to be huge. Alright, so yeah, we're going to win this one as soon as I get the rest of these troops moving in. It's mostly the fact that they were crossing this river. Oh, yeah, I can look at this now. So as you see here, here is our army widths. You can see here that the combat width is determined based on decides how many divisions each side will be able to join to the fight. So being 20, or yeah, everything being 20, I can fill this up perfectly. Whereas before, if we go back to a battle here, you can see here, I have air superiority, that's fine. I have, what is this? Oh, Anschluss. So, they're suffering penalties because they don't have that full division amount across the line there. Let's see if I can pull it up any which way. So that's just their tactics. So we're looking at our tactics here being issued. I really don't have control over these tactics. They're all automatically decided. So we can just see some things here where I'm attacking from multiple sides. This is the combat width, decides how many divisions on each side will be able to join the fight. I need to be able to read this a little bit better. You know what we should do? We'll pause it here. So let's go ahead and we will do what is up next that we should do. Our power is fine, or our manpower is fine. Do we want equipment? Do we want doctrine? We still have doctrine that we haven't researched yet. So let us do another one of the equipment bonuses. And then we'll work on these two again. You know what? Now let's go ahead and get that going. That's far more important. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this battle now that we have it up and running. So, we both are at 60. He has 3 divisions, I have 3 divisions. How does he have 60 points? Well, I don't know. I don't know his layout of his troops. So, oh, actually, this is reversed. So these are my troops coming in, these are his troops. He has what looks like 3 attacking and 1 in reserve that hasn't hit the battle yet. We can see here which side is winning. This is kind of like our progress of the battle, I guess you could say. The arrow is pointing towards the, this arrow progressively moves the way of the winning side, so I'll gain more and more against their red side. I'm the attacker, so for whatever reason I'm on this side. Let's see, so that's my flag. That's basically telling me what I need to know. Okay, no, they're the attacker. Okay, that's why I'm on the right side, because over here it should be the same. Yep. So what's happening? We're looking at this. They have a skill of 2. Their general has a skill of 2. My general has a skill of 3. And I have a much better attack and defense bonus. They only have a 10%. I have a 15%. My skill gives me additional little bit. Now they lack air superiority, so they're already getting a negative modifier for that. I'm not currently having any modifiers. It is what it is. I do, however, have this forest ability, which is helping with these forests here. Now, what else do we have going on? We have their tactics. Again, we can't choose our tactics. Our tactics are chosen by our doctrines, and it just means that we have more things with which for the AI to choose from. So they're currently doing a shock tactic, which basically is a defensive modifier, or negative modifier to me. I have a frontal withdrawal, which basically is negating them. So it's kind of offsetting. Now we take a look at each of these individual things. We see their organization in green, and then we see their strength in orange. Basically, when their strength runs out, they're eliminated. When their organization runs out, they have to retreat. If the organization runs out, their strength diminishes immediately. So it's kind of one of those things, once the once the green disappears, they have to retreat away to find more to rebuild. If they can't, then they're relying on the strength, which dissipates really quickly. So now we can start to see the attack values here. Well, before I continue, that is about all I can get off the top of my head. Again, this is going to be kind of a learning process. I just know the bare basics of how this works, so you're going to have to bear with me as we kind of work it out. So some other things here, we can see which side they're on, what type of attack division they are. So you can see here, they're all infantry, I'm all infantry, based on that. Now, it also tells you what type of attack suffers they take. So they take 100% of their attacks from soft. They have a 1.24 rough piercing, whereas I have a 2.5 piercing. Mine is significantly higher. So if there was any armor at all, I'd have a much better chance of going through it. They would have a very little chance of going through armor if any armor existed. That being said, we're in South America. Armor's not going to play into this at all. So, we see our hard attack, well, our soft attack, our hard attack, and our breakthrough abilities here. You can see I am way superior, even against guys who are, you know, decently equipped. And we can switch up here to see pretty much the same thing, except this time I'm outnumbering them. That our hard attack and our soft attack are significantly stronger. That's because we have the bonus of the terrain, because they're attacking across a river. We have a country bonus because of, I don't exactly know why. I'm gonna say that comes with it's like a passive ability, and our commander skill. So the commander is helping feed more abilities into that soft attack. So next we have our hard attack, again getting modified 150% due to the terrain, the country, and the leadership ability, and our defense also being modified by a lot. So all those bonuses are making huge to-dos, especially when you look over here. Terrain is being a bonus. We have full strength and full org for the most part. And we have a ton of reserve units, i.e. they're just waiting to keep repopulating if any of these units dip out. So that being said, the combat width determines how many people can come to fight. Being 80, I can only field 4 divisions right now. They're at a negative penalty because they can't field up to that 80 modifier. They're stuck at 58. So I have all these other divisions sitting here waiting to join in. So if any of these divisions here were to break, they'd instantly be filled in by one of these in reserve, which is fantastic because that way I can last longer in the battle if things are going wrong for me. But currently, being at that 20, this combat width always operates in blocks of 20. So that's why you kind of want either 20, 40, 10, or if you're crazy, 60 or even 80, but I don't even know if that's possible. But yeah, so typically 20 is the safe one, 40 is if you really want a super strong unit, because it typically operates, like I said, in blocks of 80. It might jump up or down a little bit, but that's typically what I've seen is blocks of 20. So we're going to go ahead and re-engage the battle here. As you see, green obviously means it's going in my favor, red means it's going not in my favor, we're currently losing, but that's just because of how the attack worked. So that'll eventually catch back up. There's reasons for that. It doesn't immediately adjust because you still have to get units onto the battlefield, etc., etc. Let's actually pause real quick. So wherever the arrow is pointing, that means that's where the attack is going. If it's pointing towards my territory, it means I'm being attacked. If it's pointing towards their territory, that means they're being attacked. So right now we're not doing too bad. That is a weird spread. I don't know why it did that. Must have been just the way that it broke in terms of... Sometimes it gets a little screwy, I'll put it that way. It gets a little screwy sometimes whenever territory is captured before territory behind it. It gets weird. So we might just have to manually adjust it somewhat on our own to try and manipulate how things are working and how things are going. But the attack thing, sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't. Alright, so we have the next level of this. It is now 1938. So we can increase our resource gains if we want. That is an option. Go over here. 38, we can do our computing, which helps our research time, so we'll do that. That'll be our first thing. We'll do that. We don't even need to look at anything else. That is what we need to do first. Re-engage the game. Actually, you know what? Let's take a quick peek. So, Republican Spain, all but beaten. Sorry, it happened. Probably not the best of solutions, but hey, we'll take it. And then China and Japan, kind of currently still going at it. Alright, so that's not too bad. What else is going on in the world? Anschluss, me going to war. Alright, so that's fine. So what happened here, why I have this no battle plan, or no units assigned to battle plan thing, is because of that whole split off. So what's going to happen is once I take this territory, things should readjust back to normal, hopefully. We'll see what happens once I take this, and if not, we'll just simply cancel the battle plans and redraw them, or manually move troops. That's going to be part of the problem, is the fact that it got a little screwy. We'll see what happens, and we'll readjust. So once they take this territory, how does it work? All my troops got reassigned back to there, but it reassigned them in not the right fashion. So what we'll do is we'll pause. We will delete our current plans. We'll redo our front line like that, which we're just clicking it because we have enough troops. And what we'll do is we'll offensive line down to Rio and this area. So what we want to do is pretty much like this. Now, we want something like that, but we don't want the arrow coming across that way. So what we're going to do is we'll edit it, and we'll drag this arrow to be in here, so that way it's more proper as to how it needs to be. And then we'll go ahead and execute it. So again, the battle planner, it works. It's not the greatest, but it works. So can I upgrade to the next? Yeah, I can. I completely missed that. So we definitely want more weapons coming in. Alright, so we're starting to get events towards Chile. That's good. We need more iron, if you don't mind. Because we changed up our weapons, we're going to start getting better weapons now. So that's a good thing. Alright, we're going to start to push down into Buenos Aires. They do have a bunch of troops stacked in there. We'll see what we can do to kind of take it, because that's kind of where we need to go, is our Buenos Aires. Taking that is pretty much capitulate all of Argentina almost right away. So doing so is kind of clutch. We need to take Buenos Aires. Stuff will eventually move its way down there. I'm not going to go ahead and do any sort of like specialty adjusting. I'll let the AI handle it for the most part. I mean, 6 troops up there is a little much, so we'll see how that goes, and then we'll probably eventually start moving stuff down there. So they're attacking directly into Buenos Aires. That might not be the best of ideas. That might not work out for us very well. So instead, while you're slowly engaged in a battle that I think is pointless for you, where are you going? Well, they're just adjusting across this line. So what I'm doing now is troops are automatically filling across this line, and they'll slowly start filtering down to start making their attacks down into this region down in here. So that'll happen over time. Eventually this battle will finish off. I don't know. Oh, because I don't know, it's at 40. So I'm still doing fine. Storm bridge tactic, it's being countered. There we go. Attack, recapture bridge. So I've beat that back. We're doing good. We're sending the majority of our troops down here, so they're going to start filling in these gaps. And yeah, we're going to start cutting stuff off and start working our way down. Alright, perfect. I can't begin to understand the fine details of how this works out. Oh wow, Nanjing already fell. Wow. Well, I mean, they have both a sea attack and a land attack. So they did a naval landing, which really helped out, basically, taking off a bunch of that area. Alright, so what's going to happen here? I can't begin to really explain or understand these battles very well. I'm going to try and learn as we go, try and see what's happening. So I still have air superiority. I had attack from multiple fronts. We've slowly started to spread a little bit. If we can take this airfield, that'd be great. I captured 1 victory point so far, so that should be working in my favor. Let's boost our towed artillery. So how is this coming along? Missing equipment production. Fighters. I don't have fighters to replace my losses. That's good to know. So, we've whittled away a whole 12% of their victory points from them. So, not exactly doing great yet, but not exactly doing bad. So there we go, we captured that. That's good, we have a bunch of stuff that we wanted. Now we need to focus on going down here, guys. Come on, that's what we really want, is to capture those areas. So we need to start building fighters. That is probably our next priority. So right there, we just got exactly what we needed. 1 more to start building fighters. So let's go ahead and do our industrial effort, and then we'll switch back to that military stuff. So with this, we'll go ahead and start replenishing our fighters. We need something in there, so might as well. Alright, so we've actually started to get a lot of military experience, so that's a good thing. I can't really use it to upgrade too much that I originally wanted to. You guys are attacking the wrong stinking direction. I don't know what you guys are thinking. as to why you just lost that territory. It's kind of on you guys. What are you all doing attacking up into here? I don't know. I don't know why you guys are attacking like that. You're being dumb. It's kind of the consensus that I can determine. Alright, so I got a recon company, so we will get into why that's good in a moment here. Next up we'll do field hospital? Ooh, you know what I should do? I should probably do one of these. We're going to do superior firepower, because we're going to be doing a lot of integral stuff and a lot of bombardment-based things. I'll get into these a little later. I just need to start researching it right away so I'm not losing out on it. In terms of this, do we need anything? Not essentially. Your combat, your superiority, army defense, army drill. We might as well get... Oh hey, there we go. Nationalist Spain has won into Spanish Civil War. Congrats. So we're pretty much going to be doing artillery. Do I want... You know what? Let's do small arms research time. I always find that that one's a little better. But first off, let's do... Oh man, there's so many options. I feel like we're going to need electronics first. We'll do our electronics. There's just too many options at the moment to really worry about. We're going to burn through them all over time. I kind of did the ones that were important right away. And now we're just kind of picking and choosing whatever's going to help us the most. So let's see here. Oh, hey. We might have just taken Buenos Aires because they thinned out a lot of their stuff. And I just burned through all their supply there. So if I'm lucky, this guy should hit up Buenos... Aw, no, they reinforced it. So sometimes it takes a long enough amount of time that they have to reinforce where you've already attacked. So you saw there, they reinforced it. My ability to capture it just didn't pan out. We're actually going in quite the wrong directions, guys. What are you doing? I don't know what you guys are doing. Kind of doing your own thing at this point. Okay, well, we'll just let you do your own thing, and we'll just go from there, I suppose. I don't know what to make of you guys. You're all crazy. So we're at a current rate of deficit of 2 to fill our needs. Oh yeah. So what I forgot to do, logistics. So we have motorized divisions. That's cool. They're not essential right now. So support stuff. Now that I have recon company, we definitely want to add that because it adds defense, it adds breakthrough, it adds soft, hard, reconnaissance, and HP. All very important, very useful things, and increases 10% pretty much across the board for bonuses to attack. Support artillery, we don't need it since we already have it integral. Support artillery is really only good if you're doing straight up tank divisions. So there we go. We now have recon with our infantry, making them that much better. That's like essential. You kind of definitely want recon within those elements. So do I want to do motorized? Motorized has a bunch of things going for it. It's super fast, so you can bring it around stuff pretty easy, but it has a lot of negative modifiers in terms of terrain types. So these are types of things that you'd have like haul butt to get to places, or alternatively you start putting a little bit of tanks in this to help them out. So that will be a template that we'll work on eventually down the road. Right now, not completely essential, but definitely down the road we're going to want to start utilizing it. Awesome. Now back to these guys. Let's do doctrine. Work down the line all one by one. So we're kind of stalled out here a little bit. I don't know why we did what we did. So we'll split you off, go attack down to there. I don't know why you guys aren't attacking. So we'll send you guys there. Send one of you guys here. We're just going to slowly work our way around. Again, I am not sure why you guys are doing what you're doing. So that should free up that space. We could start trying to capture some guys. That is an option. Probably with these guys, we're going to want to... I'll get back down here. We want you to start attacking this way. So we're going to start slowly encircling a few of these things. Could we encircle some of these areas? Yes, we actually could. So they're going to assist there. They're going to attack there. They are too. We have no more troops. Oh, we have 4 more troops. Okay. Get out there, man. Get out over there. So we need these troops to hurry up and get over to this area. It'll basically mean that we have sufficient troops to do what we want to do. There we go. We're starting to get stuff knocked off of Buenos Aires, and with that we should have troops on it, meaning that we will make them capitulate almost immediately. Now, once they get there. Because we started to draw a line that's too big for them to support, so they gotta really be careful about where they're going and what they're doing. I'm about to take their capital, with any luck here. You guys go here, just to eliminate their option of reinforcing. And there we go. I just captured Buenos Aires, which means that pretty much... Oh wow, this is going to be a big naval battle here. There's a whole lot going on with naval battles too. Apparently, I just jumped into a battle that I think I might lose. Or maybe I'll start winning. I don't know. Undecided battle. It's kind of really going against me. I think I just lost my entire navy, to be honest with you. Alright, so now, let's pause it real quick. We lost a lot of ships, like a lot of ships. We lost a battleship, we lost 7 destroyers, 1 light cruiser, and one submarine. So we lost a lot of stuff. What remaining boats we have are going back to port. Apparently the Argentinian Navy is freaking fantastic. I was not aware of that. So, I can declare war on Chile. We have until October to do it. So we're actually going to decrease our time, to make it a little bit easier on us. Increase our convoys for now. We'll actually start working on a navy again momentarily. And as for you, what do we need most? Probably more small arms. Oh, wait, I say that, but instead, Great War Tank, I could do tanks. We want to do motorized. We want to start getting our motorized going. They're kind of important. So we want to bring them in, start at least stockpiling them, getting them going. Let's see about... Oh, we do have more that we can spend. So we'll spend 1 there, and 1 here. Alright, so Argentina, they have... They're 95% towards capitulation. They control 33%, and they need 30 to capitulate. So we need 1 more victory point, which is pretty much this one here, or alternatively this one here that we're about to take right now. So once we take any of these 2 victory points, we pretty much will complete our battle, we'll pretty much win against Argentina. So this one should go off first, and that will capitulate Argentina so long as I hold Buenos Aires. It looks like this one will happen momentarily. And there's my superior firepower. So immediately, basically what happens is I get this additional tactic, which will automatically be assigned. All frontline battalions, so all my basic infantry and stuff, get a soft attack of plus 20% immediately right off the top of the bat. That is amazing how powerful that is. So automatic 20% increase in terms of my attack, which is huge. So one thing we can do now is decide between these 2 things. We might as well go ahead and do... So that's additional soft attack for cavalry, motorized, and mech. And then leg infantry get additional soft attack. So let's go ahead and do the weapon support first. And we'll go from there. Alright, so move in there. And then Argentina should capitulate. As soon as we actually capture it. Yes? No? And there we go. Argentina capitulates. So I will basically take all states. And then Argentina is now mine. So just like that, got myself a nice little territory with a lot of good resources. Now that being said, we now need to check our resources here. Resource map. I now have a bunch of tungsten, a little bit of steel, a bunch of oil, and we don't need nearly as many exports as we have going. So we can actually reduce our trade ratio here. We don't need probably as many, so that's probably fine. How about our oil? Probably don't need any now. Yeah, so we can reduce our oil, and our tungsten, probably don't need any there either. So we're good. We can start reducing our need on foreign trade. Steel, I think we still are going to need a bunch. You might as well just keep it going for now. So we have airplanes available in reserve. So I mean, we might as well add them. So we're going to go ahead and... Can we modify you instead? We can. So how many fighters do we have in reserve? Well, looks like we have a whole bunch. Alright, let's move all our close air supports there as well. We're just going to do this the easy way. Move all our fighters over here all at once. And then they're going to do their missions over South America. Do all the missions. And there we go. So we got a bunch of good stuff. Thank you, Argentina. Now, with that said, go back here. And now we need to get prepped. Oh geez, I was not ready for that. I did not expect that to go off. Alright, so what just happened here? The Munich agreement happened. Basically, Germany demanded Czechoslovakia. How did that go? Well, I don't know. A lot of bad stuff. Oh, so France and Britain allied, and then they wanted Czechoslovakia. So now Czechoslovakia is basically going to be in trouble, because it looks like the German Reich is going to be doing something bad to them. As for what just happened, they got the Sunderland, Japanese buildup happened. I increased world tension by a lot because of taking Brazil. National Spain took over that for another 10%. United States is not ready to do anything yet, so that's good. So why don't we go ahead and line up along Chile, and then we'll just have the attack plan of pretty much taking their capital and a few little points. Where can we see all their points? Is it really just their capital? I think it might be. Alright, so let's take a look. I think it is literally just their capital. And that point there. So what we will do is we will do this. That's, yes, offensive line. Right. So we'll start drawing like that. Come down. Take all these territories. Like that. And that is our battle plan. Very, very simple. Everything else will just be kind of buy our time sort of thing. So, as for our Chile, how do they look? They have nowhere near the troops that I have. They have 70%, which 70% of, I'm going to assume it's 1, and I can't see because you have troops there. Or is that even your capital? That is your capital, but I can't see it past your troops. Alright, so we have a game plan. Things are going to go pretty well. We have all that stuff happening there. Have you join this. And then we need to kick this off before October. However, we are out of time for this episode. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming out to this episode of our Let's Play of Hearts of Iron 4, The Wrath of Rio. We have taken ourselves our first gains here as part of the Wrath. And yeah, from there we will keep expanding and seeing where we go. Alright, everybody, catch you in the next episode where we hit Chile. Thanks, and see you guys then.